Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing you the developments shaping markets, capital access, and business decision-making across Jamaica and the region. Let's get into the stories that matter. The Bank of Jamaica is reporting a net loss of 13.6 billion Jamaican dollars year to date, according to the central bank's latest balance sheet. The loss was recorded on total assets of $1.3 trillion as at February 26 this year, up from 1.16 trillion Jamaican dollars for the corresponding period last year. Despite the loss, the Bank of Jamaica's total capital and reserves edged up slightly to 47.9 billion Jamaican dollars, compared with 47.5 billion Jamaican dollars in the corresponding period last year. The report shows that the bank's foreign assets increased significantly, climbing to $1.1 trillion at the end of February, compared to 870.4 billion Jamaican dollars a year earlier. The increase was driven largely by a rise in the country's net international reserves, which reached US $6.8 billion in February. At the same time, the central bank recorded a decline in local assets, which fell to $241.2 billion at the end of February this year, down from $285.1 billion Jamaican dollars in February of last year. Tanisha Anderson, pensions manager, Jamaica National Fund Manager, says that 3 strategic moves can improve the participation in the pension fund sector. Current estimates suggest that only about 12% of Jamaicans participate in private pension arrangements, despite the much larger proportion of workers operating within the formal economy. Anderson suggests practical steps that can help expand participation in retirement schemes across the country. First, increased visibility and public awareness are critical. Jamaica currently has several registered retirement schemes operating within the private pension industry, with membership open to residents who earn income in Jamaica. Second, the introduction of a semi-mandatory framework, such as the auto-enrollment program proposed by the Pensions Industry Association of Jamaica, and this could serve as a transformative step. Under such a framework, employees would be automatically enrolled into retirement schemes through their employers, while still retaining the ability to opt out. Third, continued legislative support will play a vital role. While Jamaica may not yet be ready for a fully mandatory pension regime, policy measures that encourage wider pension coverage can create an environment where saving for retirement becomes the norm rather than the exception. For the trading period of March 17, 2026, the most actively traded securities were Woodcats International Limited, with 36,451,453 units, representing 66.85% of market sales activity. Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial, with 3,210,994 units, representing 5.89% of market sales activities. Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited shares, with 2,638,104 units, representing 4.84% of market sales activities. Investor activity remained concentrated in distribution, investment, and transportation plays, signaling continued interest in dividend-producing and strategic assets. Turning to the foreign exchange market, based on Bank of Jamaica data for March 17, 2026, Forex traders recorded significant activity with strong demand across major currencies. For the US dollar, trading margins reflected steady liquidity, with the US selling at $158.54 and buying at $156.21. For the Canadian dollar, moderate gains supported by $4.85 transaction spreads. The Canadian dollar sold for $112.31 and was bought for $117.16. For the British pound, continued volatility offered short-term trading opportunities of $1.03 in profits for the banks. The British pound sold for $209.54 and was bought for $210.57. These movements underscore the importance of cash flow timing and currency awareness for businesses managing import costs, debt servicing, or overseas exposure. Global fuel prices are continuing to fluctuate and rise, largely due to increasing tensions in the Middle East. The ongoing conflict has resulted in increased reference prices at the United States Gulf Coast for this week. As a result, motorists should see an increase at the pump in the price of gasoline effective Thursday, March 19. According to the latest ex-refinery costs from Petrodram, both grades of gasoline will go up by $4.50. 90 octane will be sold for $170.83 per litre, while 87 octane will be sold for $163.38. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $175.75 per litre after an increase of $4.50. An ultra-low sulfur diesel will be sold for $182.59 per litre, also up $4.50. Kerosene increased by $4.50 and will be sold for $165.15 per litre. Propane liquid petroleum will be sold for $77.05 per litre, up $3.06, and butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $86.27 per litre, up $3.06. Marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markups to these prices. For our credit report tip of the day, credit is often framed as a tool for consumption, but used strategically, it can support asset creation. Entrepreneurs use credit to scale operations. Families use it to invest in education or property. Professionals use it to finance opportunities that generate long-term income. The key is discipline and awareness. Practical actions everyone should take. Review your credit report regularly. Dispute inaccuracies immediately. Keep credit utilization low. Pay obligations on time. Avoid unnecessary high-interest debt. So in an uncertain economy, resilience comes from preparation. A strong credit report does not eliminate financial challenges, but it gives you options, lowers your costs, and positions you to pursue opportunities that build asset and future cash flow. And in times like these, options matter. And that's today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing clarity to capital, markets, and strategy. Until next time, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building forward. See you soon.